What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the SixPackBass YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Harley. Welcome to my channel. We cover all things XFL. In today's video, I'm going to bring you the XFL Week 4 highlights. But before we jump into that, guys, if you're not already, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button for me, turn the bell notification on. That just lets you know when I come out with my next piece of content. Smash that like button for me. That just lets me know you enjoy this, as well as lets YouTube know so that it can spread my content out across the platform. All right, guys, got a lot to cover today, so let's jump right into it. Week 4, Game 1, we saw the LA Wildcats taking on the New York Guardians. This one was a victory for the Guardians. They won 17-14, moved up to 2-2 on the season. LA falls to 1-3. All right, guys, just some takeaways from this one. The weather was definitely a factor. We saw snow flurries in this. Temperatures were cold. It definitely played into attendance. Of course, you know, this game was played at MetLife, outdoor stadium, in the elements. Definitely affected those receivers. When that ball gets cold, it turns into a hard brick, and they were having trouble holding on to it. LA may be looking for a new kicker after this one. We know from Winston Moss from previous weeks, it's that his patience are thin. You know, he let go of his defensive coordinator after their Week 1 loss. So Novak had a field goal blocked, as well as he shanked one. So technically 2 misses in that game. They lost by 3 points. You know, he makes both of those, they win by 3 points. So who knows if Nick Novak's going to still be a Wildcat or not. Luis Perez, though, jumping over to New York's side of the ball, definitely a bright spot. He did well enough to win this game. Nothing flashy, but you could tell he was in control and in command of the offense. That was definitely a relief to Guardian fans after having 3 weeks of McGloin kind of act like a crybaby. Look uncomfortable. Perez showed poise. In fact, his coach even came out and said that's one of the things that he was very impressed with is he didn't crack under pressure. He was shown in the huddle, keeping his guys in the game, what was at stake, and focused. Love that in a quarterback. He may be and should be their starter going forward. Third down conversion for both of these teams, though, guys, was pretty pathetic. 2 of 12 for LA. 5 of 13 for New York. So it was definitely a slot fest, so don't get me wrong. Perez didn't just go out and light up the stat sheet. He did enough to get the win, a much needed win for the Guardians. They move up to 2-2. Big takeaway, Luis Perez, that's your best option at quarterback, Guardians. I hope that you're listening. I hope that you tuned in. I hope that you watched. That's your quarterback.
It's my quarterback.
That needs to be your quarterback going forward. All right, jumping on to Game 2, Seattle Dragons taking on the St. Louis Battlehawks. This one, again, St. Louis fans packed the house. Seattle had a tough time overcoming that crowd, as well as just overcoming the Battlehawks in general. Battlehawks come away with the win 23-16. They move up to 3-1, sole possession of first. In the East, Seattle falls to 1-3. Silver struggled again, guys. Outside of Week 1, he has not looked like a quarterback that is very comfortable or in control. He lets his passes fly over the guy's head, overthrowing receivers quite a bit. BJ Daniels came in. Zorn finally let him play. He ignited the offense. He actually was a nice change-up spark for this offense, because at this point, 1-3, you're fighting for your life. Your playoff hopes are very, very, very thin at this point.
Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Seattle was 3 of 10 on third down, so that kind of lets you know they struggled on offense most of the day. Jordan Ta'amu, full command of the offense, looked great, poised. Anything he wanted, he was getting, whether it be the run, whether it be pass, whether it be an RPO. He was able to just spread the ball around and do his thing. Looked very, very good. St. Louis is the most well-rounded team, in my opinion, whether it be offense, defense, special teams. They have a great punter. They have a great field goal kicker. So going to be a pretty solid team. Wouldn't be surprised if we see them in the championship as the East representative. Big takeaway in this one, guys, BJ Daniels, got to be your starter, Dragons fans. Jim Zorn, got to roll BJ Daniels.
When am I going to do it? Don't know.
What's there to lose at this point? You're 1-3. You need a spark. He provides that. Play the man. All right, guys, moving on to Sunday's game, Game 1. This was the game of the week, and it lived up to the hype. I'm just going to go ahead and say right now before we dig into the breakdown, this is by far the best game that we've seen so far in the XFL. Texas Showdown, as they dubbed it, lived up to the hype. Houston Roughnecks came into this one 3-0. Dallas came into this one sitting at 2-1. This was a play for first. It was a play for the state. Both of these Twitter accounts for Dallas and Houston were going back and forth all week. Definitely had that rivalry feel. It was chippy. Loved everything about this one. It was a good old Texas football smackdown.
Let's get it all!
Houston came away with the win 27-20. PJ Walker spread the ball around. For the past few weeks, we've seen the Walker Phillips show. Walker Phillips, Walker Phillips. PJ actually spread the ball around. He got Holly involved. Sammy Coates actually had 2 catches.
Say what?
As well as he used his legs and trucked some guys in this one. Cam Phillips actually only had 1 reception, so it was quiet. They still found a way to win. So just another wrinkle to that already daunting offense. Houston's defense was a question mark for me coming into this one. They ended up with 5 turnovers. That's right, 5 turnovers. They picked Landry off 3 times in the first quarter, not first half. First quarter, 3 interceptions. They ended up with 5 total turnovers. 1 was a strip sack of Landry that ended up in a touchdown. Defense came to play in this one. They probably heard all week how they were the weak point. They stepped up and balled out. Landry Jones played the worst game I've seen him play yet. He now leads the XFL in interceptions.
We suck again!
He had 3 on the day, like I said, in the first quarter. Also lost a strip sack that ended up going in, scoring for Houston, as well as, and probably the worst part about this for Landry and all involved, looks like he re-injured his MCL. It was a quarterback sneak and looks like he got rolled up on. Did not finish the game. Phil Nelson had to come in, so probably going to be out some extended time, if not the rest of the season. So we'll see how Dallas can respond with Philip Nelson at the helm. Dallas defense, I was very impressed with both defenses. Dallas defense, though, for all of the turnovers that their offense gave up, they held the first 2 interceptions. Houston only came away with 6 points, 2 field goals. So they held PJ Walker in that offense, kept Dallas as a whole in this game, so very impressed with them. Big takeaway in this one, guys, though, MUMME, air raid offense. Got to go away from it.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Have to go away from it right now. You do not have the personnel to run it, especially with Philip Nelson coming in there. You can't ask a guy like that to throw the ball 40, 50 times. You've got 2 running backs that are studs back there. You're going to have to use them and they be the focal point, as well as when you're on the goal line, 1st and goal, do not pull a Pete Carroll.
Pass is intercepted at the goal line.
Do not pull a Pete Carroll. Game was on the line. You're in it. You have a backup quarterback come in and you throw a bubble screen that gets blown up and picked off from the 1, 1st and goal. I have Artis Payne back there. I have Lance Dunbar back there. Run the football. The last game of week 4 saw the DC Defenders taking on the winless Tampa Bay Vipers. This one, guys, 2 teams definitely now trending in different directions. Tampa Bay came away with the win 25-0, pitched the shutout. They get their first win. They move up to 1-3 on the season. DC back-to-back tough losses, blowouts. They fall to 2-2 and are definitely doing some soul searching. Cardale Jones, he struggled again. Listen to this stat, guys. 9 of 22 and an interception. 9 of 22. 9 of 22. You cannot win ball games going 9 of 22. And they looked heartless. They didn't have any heart. They just kind of tucked their heads and played the woe is me card, in my opinion. And Tampa Bay came out and popped them in the mouth. Tampa Bay was ready for this one. Defenders have lost their sting on both sides of the ball, but mainly that defense. If you remember my preseason predictions, this defense, I predicted them to be the best defense in the XFL, and definitely not living up to that hype. They came out hot, had a lot of turnovers, in fact averaging 3 turnovers a game, and in the last 2 weeks they haven't done any of that. I think they have 1 over the last 2 weeks, and they have no touchdowns. Cornelius Corndog.
Corndog is heating up.
He definitely added a much needed spark to this offense, a different wrinkle than Aaron Murray brought. I think he did well enough in this one to earn the starting position, or to deserve the starting position, in my opinion. Between him and their 2 running backs, they were able to run all over DC, 266 yards on the day in this one. Kudos to them. They definitely needed this one. They were fighting for their life, 0-3, backs against the wall.
Get hit and keep moving forward.
They got a much needed win in front of their home crowd. That should help boost some attendance, and they still have life. All right, big takeaway in this one. Tampa Bay will be a sleeper going forward. The first 3 weeks of this season, they have lit it up as far as stats goes, but I told you, they stunk in the red zone. They'd turn it over, couldn't punch it in, missed field goal, whatever. They found a way in this one to start punching it in the red zone, came away with the win. Put a little asterisk next to them because they're kind of a hot team right now. Secured that quarterback position, and I think we'll be surprised at what their final record ends up being. If you're not already, I've said it before, be sure to hit that subscribe button for me. Join the SixPackBass community. In fact, I will be dropping a video later this week. You know, my weekly picks video will be out probably Wednesday evening, Thursday morning. So stay on the lookout for that. But go ahead and hit that bell notification because that'll send out a reminder when I do. As well as, if you like this one this far, smash the like button. Jump down in the comments section. I want to know, what was your big surprise or takeaway from week 4? Jump down in that comment section. Let's start that conversation. I love interacting with you guys and talking football. Bonus takeaway. East Coast to West Coast travel. Every team so far that's had to go from the East Coast to the West Coast or the West Coast to the East Coast
Here, and then to here, and here.
has struggled. I guess jet lag is a real thing in this league. LA goes to New York after having, a blowout win against DC. They struggle. DC came to LA, blowout loss. They struggle. So any of these teams that are having to go across the coast, jet lag is definitely affecting them. So I wonder if that's something that they're going to be able to combat going forward. That's all I got for this one today, guys. I appreciate you tuning in, and I will catch you later this week with my picks. I am out.